Welcome, let's get into it. So come and lie down on your back. We'll begin with a quick core warm-up. Starting with bicycles. So interlace your fingers behind the back of your head. Bend your right knee and lift your left leg off the mat. Then on your exhale, twist to your right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, bend left leg and twist left. And then back through center. Keep switching like this. You can start to speed it up. We're going to go for 20 of these in total. So you're about 10 now. 10 more to go. Three more. 2, 1. Good. Hold this crunch position. So knees into chest, elbows into knees, squeezing really, really tightly, keeping your body in a bowl. Hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then on your inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your legs, but keep your arms and legs hovering off the mat so you find a hollow body. Exhale, crunch it in. See if you can tap your heels. Come in like a ball. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. 8 more. Keep your breath steady. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now relax your feet on the mat. Relax your arms by your side. And we'll focus on the lower body here with a few glute bridges. So going for 10, lift your hips, squeeze your booty, and then lower down. So really push through your heels as you lift. Keep your core tight, and then lower down. Almost halfway. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now keep your hips high. Hold your bridge for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now lower your hips, edge your feet a little further away from you. And we'll do a bridge lift, but for your hamstrings. So flex your feet, really dig your heels into the mat and lift your hips and lower them down 10 times. You should start to feel this further down the backs of your legs. 5, 4 more to go. 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold your hips high for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Lower your hips down. Whew. Hug your knees into your chest. Take a little rock side to side to massage the back. So just a quick warm up just to get all of your muscles working, both the front body and the back body. So rock forwards and come and lie on your belly. And we're really looking to strengthen the muscles that support your spine here. So find a Sphinx position, balancing on your forearms, and lift the right leg and then lift the left arm. We're just gonna hold this here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Release. Now lift your left leg and lift your right arm. Again, holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, 1 more on each side. So holding for 10 this time. So you're making it a little bit more challenging. Stay with me. You're about halfway there. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Second side. Lift and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Release. Give your hips a little wiggle. Take a little breather. This time the forearms will stay on the mat, but both legs will lift. You're just going to hold for 8, 7, 6. Keep lifting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now lower your legs, but bend your knees and flex your feet so your heels are pressing up towards the sky. And then instead of using your forearms to support you, I just want you to hover your forearms off the mat. Keep your chest as high as you can. Holding for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower your forearms, extend your legs. This time, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Walk your arms forwards. And you're going to turn your hands so your thumbs face up. Then practice lifting your arms, lifting your chest on your inhale. And then exhale, you come down. So 8 in total. So you've got 7 more to go. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. See if you can go a little higher each time as you lift. Lower with control. 3 more to go. And 1. Really good. Bring your hands under your shoulders and press your chest forwards and up to come into a Cobra pose. Now the focus here, instead of just pushing up, is to pull your chest forward. So we take some of that bend through the middle and upper back as well. So it's not just the lower back doing all of the work here. So keep pulling your chest forwards, rolling your shoulders back. I'm just going to hold this a little bit longer as we work progressively through some deeper back bends now. So just 5 more breaths. Good. Nice. Then pick up your hips, find a tabletop position. Keep your hips over your knees, but walk your hands forwards and sink your chest down into puppy pose. And here you can rest either your chin or your forehead on the mat, whichever works. And we're just going to hold 5 breaths. So keep sending your chest down. And start to really settle into a deep breath. So use your breath to find that sense of ease within effort. Wonderful. Okay, ripple your body forwards. Come through into your Cobra pose. But this time, bend your right knee, bring your knee up the side of your mat so it's level with your hips. So you're finding this half frog Cobra pose. So think of sending your hips down into the mat. And at the same time, roll your shoulders back. Keep pulling your chest forwards. So 5 steady breaths here. Okay, let's switch sides. So the left knee comes to the side of your mat. Keep sending your hips down and forwards. One side will always feel easier with this. So really find where your edge is and stay there on each side. Okay, and release. Now, a little bit different. Bend your right knee and roll to the left side of your mat and place the right foot behind you. And then bend your left knee, roll to the right, place the foot. Keep moving through this a few times so you really get used to the transfer of weight. Find a little bit of coordination as well. And then we'll add on. So as you move to the side, press up, Reach your free arm overhead into Wild Thing. And then come down and switch sides. You start to really flow from pose to pose. See how high you can lift each time you come up. So you're going a little bit more each time, just progressing further as you deepen your back bends. Okay, come back to lie on your belly. Find your Cobra pose again. 5 breaths here. So really pull your chest forwards. Roll your shoulders down the back. Keep pressing the tops of your feet into the mat so the whole lower body is working as well. Wonderful. Come up into your tabletop. And from here, just step your left foot forwards and let your knee track past the ankle so your hips sink down into your lunge. From here, you can just rest your right fingertips by your side, or maybe perhaps they reach the mat, and reach your left arm overhead so you're bending to the right. As you do so, keep sinking your hips down and forwards. And the focus here is to really open through the psoas, through the hip flexors. So most of the times people forget about the rest of the body when it comes to back bend. So we're just making sure that the whole body is working together. Okay, so let's switch sides. Bring your left hand to catch the back of your left leg. And reach your right arm overhead so you're bending backwards, as well as slightly bending to the left. Good, then bring both hands to meet one another, so both arms overhead. Keep sinking your hips down. Keep drawing your arms back, so both the chest is opening here, as well as the hip area. Wonderful. Okay, let's release and switch sides now. So left leg is forwards. Let your hips sink down and forwards. Let the knee track past the ankle. And then your left hand comes to left side. Right arm reaches over to the left. Keep sending your hips down and forwards. And this is a great time to really regulate your breathing. Find a nice steady breath. And then switching sides, so right hand reaches for the leg, left arm reaches up and over. Keep sending the hips down and forwards. Wonderful. Come back through center, reach both arms up. So the chest is square to the front of the mat now. Just holding 5 more breaths. One. Okay, nice. Come back into your tabletop position. And we'll move through a dynamic cat-cow. So on your inhale, the belly drops and you push back, send hips to heels. On your exhale, round the spine and ripple all the way forward. So you send the thighs and the hips down to come into a cobra, or if you want to challenge, lift the legs to come into an up dog. And then inhale, you're pressing back. Exhale, ripple through to your back bend of choice. Keep it flowing. So you can speed it up or slow it down, whatever works for you. Two more to go. Wonderful. Okay, come back to your tabletop and swing your legs forward. So we're working into a reverse tabletop now. But instead of having your fingers facing your toes, I want you to turn your right hand so the toes point to the back of the mat and just rest your left hand on your right knee for now. We're going to add on to this sequence so that you can find a level that works for you. So the beginning sequence is just to lift the hips from here to come into a reverse tabletop and then lower the hips down. So take this 4 more times so that you can feel what feels right. If this is a good level for you, if you'd like to go further. Okay, so you're staying with that if you're feeling like that's already quite challenging. If you'd like to go further, the left arm will reach overhead at the same time that you lift. So you're coming into more of a back bend. And down. Again, 5 times. Each time you lift, see if you can look down at the mat. Maybe reach the left fingertips towards the ground. 2 more to go. Okay, so let's move into the other side. So now left side, start with the first progression so that you can feel for what level you're at on this side, because each side can be very different. 1 more. And if you'd like to progress further, right arm is reaching over, coming into more of a wild thing position. 3 more. 2. And 1. Good. Face forwards. Let's switch hands. So now right hand is down, facing the back of your mat. This time the left hand will come to the right shoulder. Just like before, you will stay just coming up into reverse tabletop if that was challenging. If you feel like I can take it a little bit further, as you lift up, you'll look down at your right hand. So you're almost turning. And then you'll come down. So 3 more to go. Last one. Good. Let's switch sides. So move to the left. Right hand comes to left shoulder. Push the floor away as you lift. See if you can gaze at your left hand. So you're turning your chest. Last one. Good. Whew. Rest your hands on your knees. Take a little break. And just to keep mobilizing the spine here, you can move through a seated cat-cow. So as you inhale, roll the shoulders back, press your chest forwards. And as you exhale, round your back, sit back. Just keep flowing like this a few times. A really great way to reset the spine in between rounds. Okay, so you may have guessed where we are going. So we're moving into full wheel from that last transition. So don't worry if you're not quite there yet. Go through some of the other progressions. If you do want to work through full wheel, plant your right hand down. And you will keep your left hand on the right shoulder to begin. As you lift up, turn to face your right hand. Then plant your left hand down. As the left hand comes down, you can spin the right hand so it faces the right way. And you're in your wheel pose. We're going to hold it here for 5 breaths, so make any adjustments you need to. Let your head relax, neck relax. Keep pressing through your hands and your feet. 2 more breaths. Good. And then slowly spin your right hand and untwist out of the pose. So it takes a lot of that prep work to be able to make that transition so fluid. So hopefully you see why we work towards it progressively. So the left side now, right hand comes to the left shoulder. Press up and turn to face your left hand. And then plant the right hand as you spin the left. Come into your wheel, really push the floor away. Use your strength in the pose. Holding for 5 breaths. And then spin your left hand to come out. Ooh, wonderful. And then just to reset, place your hands behind you and let your knees knock side to side. So you take a gentle twist in between rounds. Wonderful. Okay, now come and stand on your knees. Keep your knees about hips width distance apart. And we'll move through some camel progressions. So very similar to the wheel progressions. We'll build on each time so you can find what level works for you. So for here, you can just relax your right arm by your right side. Reach the left arm up and over. And start to bend to the right and then lean back. So your right hand can just graze down the back of your leg to catch your ankle. And then start to turn your chest open so you find this variation of camel. And we'll move in and out of this a few times. So start to bend to the right, release the right hand and lift up. And then move through this a few more times. See if you can make it really fluid. A nice and controlled entrance into the pose. On the last one, hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come out. Let's switch sides. So this time the right arm reaches up. Start by bending left, lean back, reach for the back of your ankle, and then come up. Let's travel through this 4 more times. And on the last one, let's hold it here. 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. Come back up. This time, bring your hands to the back of your low back, just above the level of your hips. Roll your shoulders back and then start to squeeze your glutes and think of squeezing your inner thighs together so you create a really stable base. As you inhale, lift your chest up, start to puff out your chest and lean back, and then send your hips forwards. Now this may already feel enough. If that's the case, stay here. If you feel you could go further, start to tilt your head back and then bring your hands to your chest in prayer hands. So this is a very active pose, just using your strength to hold yourself here. So keep your breath steady. Always remain in a place where you can breathe deeply. Five more breaths here. So we're really spending some time. Very slowly bring your hands back to your hips. Begin to lift your chest and the head will come up last. And then sit back on your heels. And from here you can just place a hand on your belly, hand over your heart. Close your eyes. And sense the pace of your heartbeat. Notice how quickly it beats after backbends. So you can connect to that sense of aliveness that we get from this practice. This is also a really great time just to recognize the hard work you've been doing. To recognize that this practice is not an easy one, but you should feel very accomplished by the end of it. We're going to start to wind down now, so we have a little bit of a warm down just to make sure that your back is protected, so we're not just going straight out of the practice. So sit over on one side, come and lie on your back. And as you lie down, bend your knees, bring them towards the back of your hips. We want to make sure that the spine is in neutral, so press the low back into the mat ever so slightly, just so that you can feel you remove any space between your back and the mat. And then gently press the hands into your thighs. So you're pushing the thighs away from you. This will help to decompress the lower back. This is also just a really great pose if you do suffer with lower back pain. Okay, release the hold of your thighs. You can just let everything relax. And from here, knock your knees from side to side. So you're coming into a gentle twist, letting the knees fall to the left and then over to the right. Just keep this going a few more times. Super important that we take this time to warm down, just like we took the time to warm up. The next time your knees go to the right, let them stay there. You could even gaze over your left shoulder. Just a nice gentle twist here. And then let your legs go over to the left. Gaze over your right shoulder, gentle twist again. And lift your knees back up through center. Slowly hug your knees into your chest. So you bring your body into a ball. And take a gentle rock side to side, massaging the back. And then finally, you can straighten out your legs, let your arms relax by your side. It will take about another minute here just for complete relaxation in our Shavasana. Let everything go floppy, let the floor completely support you. You can take as much time here as you need. When you're ready to come out, go slow, give yourself time to adjust. Thank you so much for joining me for class. I hope you feel both accomplished and relaxed. It was a pleasure to practice with you. Namaste.